I used to sit and watch an endless amount of YouTubers go through and do this exact video. And I've never really had a tech channel. I've never had anywhere I can sit and post this kind of stuff to, so I never made one. This is probably going to be my last year using an Android device. I'm currently using a OnePlus 7T Pro, which is pretty outdated in 2024. And the reason for that is on my main channel, HeroVibes, I'm actually doing a project where I'm trying to raise enough money for a brand new iPhone through just AdSense. Gives me a bit of an incentive to work harder and make better content, and that's going extremely well. And honestly, I think we're going to be getting rid of this thing pretty soon. So as a kind of final farewell, I wanted to make a video talking about what apps I use on a day-to-day basis for content creation, for family life, things like that. So this is my home screen at the moment. It's very simple and very minimal. I was kind of in the middle of reorganizing a bunch of apps before I decided to shoot this video, so there's a lot of clutter scattered everywhere on my phone, but we'll get into that. But for now, the home screen, I just like having a nice clean aesthetic, nice little wallpaper. Sometimes I've got like pictures of my kids up on there. Sometimes I've got some anime stuff. So I like actually being able to see the wallpaper if that's something I've got up there. Swiping over to the first page, this is my day-to-day family, calendars, all that kind of stuff. So this is everything I would use in a day. We got photos, maps, assistant, all the kind of generic stuff. Old school RuneScape is up there, of course. If you guys don't know what RuneScape is, I feel like you may have missed out a little bit in your childhood, but it's an online MMORPG. You can go around, kill dragons and things like that. Lost many, many months of my life playing that game, and it's been on mobile for a couple of years now, which does not help. I'm obviously not going to go through every single app, just the ones that I'm using on a regular basis. Paired is kind of a relationship app. You can talk about things with your partner, you get prompts every single day to discuss certain topics. Sometimes it leads to arguments. Sometimes you end up talking about things that you never even knew were an issue in your relationship until something like that pops up. I've been in a relationship now for 7 years nearly. We've had ups and downs, and things like this actually really help. MyFitnessPal is really helpful for tracking calories and things like that, something that I'm trying to get into more as I get older. YouTube is probably where I sink the most of my time. I'm trying to stay away from TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff and focus only on content that's like going to be educational. Dojo and TimeTree are family apps. So Dojo is like a messaging app where I keep in touch with my teachers. Not my teachers, I mean, you know, the people that teach my children. It's really cool that teachers and schools are actually using tech now. This was never around when I was a kid. I'm starting to feel like an old man the more I say things like this. But keeping up to date with what's going on in school, what events are coming up, and if the kids bump their heads or get a scratch, I get a message on there. So that's really nice. And TimeTree is a calendar that you can sync with multiple people. I know you can do that with a Google Calendar, but my partner isn't really that great with text, so TimeTree just makes it a little bit easier. You just add an event and everybody can see it. You will get notified about it. It's pretty cool. Control Center is for Elgato, so I can actually go ahead and change my lights directly through this app. So if I tap that button right there, it will take you to this screen. I can turn the brightness down for my phone, or I can turn it all the way back up again. It's pretty neat. And then at the bottom here, we've got Family Link and Family Safety, which just helps me keep on track of what websites my kids are visiting. They've got laptops and switches and things like that. I know this isn't like a super techie thing. We'll get into all the creative stuff in a minute, but these two apps help kind of monitor what my kids are up to and make sure they're not visiting any websites they shouldn't be, monitoring how much time they're actually spending on their devices, making sure they're not watching Netflix when they should be doing homework and things like that. It's nice to have. Oh, and I'm not going to launch this one, but Cards actually stores all of your loyalty things so that you don't have to carry around a bunch of crap in your wallet, which is nice. Swiping onto the next page, this is all of my social stuff. This is what I use every single day to make and post content. So from top left down to the bottom right, we have Authenticator, which lets you log into things a little bit more securely. Still not 100% though. We've got some Google stuff, and then Copilot and Bing are two really cool AI apps. So obviously they're both made by Microsoft, and Copilot is essentially Bing. But what you can do with Copilot, if we go ahead and launch it, you can actually switch to GPT-4 and say, create me an image of movie concept art of Iron Man's mask on the ground, broken, shattered, metal damage, photography, 4K, high resolution. It's using a type of image generator that normally you'd have to pay for, but because this is a new app and they want to try and get people into it and see what it's all about, you can use it 100% for free. And this is one of the best AI image generators you can get. And I understand AI is a controversial thing at the moment, but I like elements of it and I'm kind of researching it, which again is something you'll see throughout this video. But as you can see, the artwork is really, really cool, and it's not going to measure up to like real life photography and stuff like that. But I love things like this, man. It's so nice to have as somebody who's not an artist, just being able to like randomly create little things that are in your head. It's pretty cool. And you can download them for free, no watermarks or anything. And of course we've got ChatGPT and Epidemic Sound, which is a music music providing software for YouTubers and creators. There's actually a referral link in the description if you want to get some high quality music. YouTube Studio I use to monitor all of my analytics and things like that. TikTok and Instagram, like I say, I'm trying to stay away from, but I need to be able to post Reels and TikTok videos to be able to build a bit of an audience on those platforms. So they're there and I use them to post, but I'm doing an okay job at staying away. Facebook I don't really use, but I do have a Facebook page with like 500-600 followers just from sharing Reels, so that's pretty nice to have. Twitch I barely use, but it's nice to have. There's like 1 or 2 people I actually watch on a regular basis on Twitch. And X, formerly known as Twitter, which I don't want to say I'm going off X, but the whole algorithm and everything since Elon took over has just been really, really weird. And after paying for premium, X premium, whatever it's called now, like I haven't seen any benefits really of having it, so I'm between minds about keeping it. I'm sure you all know what CapCut is, but if you don't, it's a really powerful video editing app. It's got features that even things like Premiere Pro don't have, like rotoscoping and automated captions and things like that, which is really nice. Snaptic, which is a TikTok video downloader without a watermark, Discord, and of course a bunch of Google stuff. Now as we swipe across, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. So these are the folders that I'm in the middle of organizing, but essentially I think I'm going to get it to a point where I've got an entire creative folder like this one right here, filled with photo editing stuff. My favorite one used to be Snapseed, but now I'm really getting into Lightroom and Adobe stuff a lot more. Lightroom is definitely taking the medal for that. It's got so many features that Snapseed is missing because it hasn't been updated in years. Visco is really great for filters. Facetune, the original version, is really good for like removing blemishes. I've got a skin condition, so occasionally if I'm having like a really bad breakout or something like that, it helps just kind of make me look a little bit less like Freddy Krueger. Canva is a really powerful designing app, which I use for thumbnails and things like that. Got a couple of AI photo enhancers in here as well, which are pretty useful. Tweet to Pick is actually a really cool one. If I go into X and grab a random thing that I've posted, something like this, I can then go back into Tweet to Pick and paste it. And what it'll do is actually make a picture from the tweet, which I can then share on other forms of social media like Instagram stories. And that's pretty much it. We got a couple of like meme generators and video stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. And then I have a bunch of tools, things that I use on a day-to-day basis, like the headphone app that comes with my Sony headphones. Really helps block out ambient noise and things like that. And then all of these folders here on the left-hand side are things that I'm currently testing out. So we've got a bunch of apps and things that I'm playing with, a bunch of games that I really want to get into and see if they're any good. In the money folder, we have my banking apps and things like that that I use on a regular basis. Fourth wall are the supplies for my store, where I've got a bunch of digital products such as video editing presets. I've also got some apparel and things like that on there. Make sure you go check that out. Fiverr is pretty good if you're looking at hiring somebody to do a job for you. That's pretty much it for money. And then these are the games that I have on my phone at all times. So as you can see, there's quite a bit. I'm trying to get through them all at the moment, figuring out which ones are worth keeping, which ones aren't. And of course, we have the brand new YouTube Create app. I feel like there's so many features they need to add if they want to compete with the likes of CapCut. But that is pretty much it, to be honest. If I were to rank which ones I use the most, YouTube definitely is up there. IMDb, surprisingly as well, because I love watching movies and TV shows and things like that. And I rank and rate every single thing that I've ever watched. It's a weird habit I got into when I was a kid. And I've just kind of followed it ever since. So I've actually got 570 things on my watch list that I want to get through. And I've rated 630 movies and TV shows. Cyberpunk Edge Runners was actually one of the most recent things I watched, only because I watched it again and I changed my rating because it was even better the second time around. And I think all the AI stuff as well, that's something that I'm really trying to get into this year. Not so much because I want to build a career off AI, but I feel like if you want to be a creator in this day and age, it really helps to have a good understanding of the different software and the tools that are available for you out there. Okay, that's all for today's video. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. And if you do want to help out the channel and everything that we're doing here, the best thing you can do is just to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see more of. This is a brand new channel. Tech is a new type of thing that I'm trying to get into, so it's always helpful having some input. I love your faces. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I'll catch you in the next one.